We're back on KMOX. It's the Roundtable, and we're live on video right now, KMOX.com. Thanks for everyone checking us out on the live stream, sponsored by Creve Coeur Camera. Just a few minutes left here with our panel. State Senator Jim Lembke, Alderman Antonio French, Kevin McGowan is here as well. Here's what Ed Martin said this week. This campaign for the 3rd Congressional District, Congressman Russ Carnahan, the incumbent, Ed Martin will be the Republican nominee. This got him into a little hot water.
One of the choices you take away is to find the Lord and find your Savior. And that's one of the things that's most destructive about the growth of government, is this taking away that freedom, the ultimate freedom to find your salvation, to get your salvation, and to find Christ for me and you. And I think that's one of the things that we have to be very, very aware of, that the Obama administration and Congressman Carnahan are doing to us.
Now, that was on a religious station, an interview with Gina Loudon. Senator Lembke, I like Ed Martin. I wish him well in this campaign. Did he cross a line there, do you think?
No, I think that overall what Ed is talking about is if you give government an inch, it'll take a mile. So, our founding fathers thought it was important enough to make freedom of religion that First Amendment in the Bill of Rights. And I think that as a whole, if you look at government globally at the federal level, they have time and time and time again gone beyond their constitutional authorities. And I think that we should be concerned. You think they're going to stop at this freedom? No. It's going to be another liberty that's important to us. And I think Ed was trying to make the point that if they'll go to all these other freedoms, what makes you think they'll stop with religious liberty?
I have a feeling this is one where Antonio French is not going to agree.
No, I'm going to disagree. I think my friend Ed Martin went way too far on that one. It's unfortunate when we start playing at people's fears. And, the idea that somehow Democratic leaders are anti-religious, be it Barack Obama or Russ Carnahan, these are folks who themselves are Christians, and to insult them in any way to say that they would limit the rights of other Christians is just off base. And it's the danger of when, and again, this is, I think, something that Republicans are doing right now in the face of this Tea Party movement, to start playing more and more to the right. And unfortunately, folks that I've had respect for in the past, be they like Ed Martin or Peter Kinder, in recent times have sounded like extremists when they're talking to that audience. And that's a danger. We're all about trying to make America a better place right now, trying to dig us all out of this hole we're in right now together. And to start dividing people among religion is just not the way to go.
The political reality of this is what I focused on a couple of days ago, and that is whether you think he said what he said was crossing the line or not. The reality is, Senator Lembke, I think you recognize this, and Antonio being the politicians in the room, and Kevin, you follow this stuff enough to know that they're readying the campaign commercial. I mean, the Democrats think that it's a gotcha moment. So when you put yourself, because I think that some people had the fear going into this particular race, and it's still a long shot for Ed to win that, although might be the perfect storm given the climate, that if you can portray him as an extremist, which I think they'll try to do, he might have just given him some ammunition to do that. And if that happens, the perception is the reality.
Well, I think that it's all going to be based on, what do the voters want out of their elected leaders, and do they want leaders that are bold and courageous and will say things that people are thinking? And believe me, I've been in public office for 8 years. I have never seen the people so fired up. And you can say it's just a bunch of crazy Tea Partiers or patriot groups. These are normal people that I've never seen involved in the process before, and now they're involved. So something is going on. And I think that this idea of government, overreaching and, coming into our lives like it never has before is awakened the sleeping giant.
But Senator, if I can, there's nothing courageous about dividing people along racial lines or religious lines. These go back decades. This is the easy road. That's the easy thing to do in politics, is start talking about religion and bringing up divisive issues. What's difficult is talking about common ground and trying to figure out how we all can work together beyond our differences to help better our country, and in this case, our district.
Nancy Pelosi's talking about that, though? I mean, let's be honest about it. You want to talk about some kooky things, I'd give you a few things that Nancy Pelosi said.
He's not running against Nancy Pelosi.
But he's running against
Russ Carnahan.
He's running against someone who votes, I don't know what the percentage, I have feeling it's in the 90s, yeah.
But Russ isn't a divisive figure, and we haven't seen Russ come out and say anything extremist like this. I mean, Russ and his family have been around a long time. We know them. And they're not extremists, and they try to do the best thing that they know how for our community.
My hope was, and I understand that the Carnahan campaign pounced politically Yeah, it was kind of a slow pitch right down the middle for them. But what I said earlier this week, and this stands, if they think that Ed Martin's so crazy, then Congressman Carnahan should have no problem debating him on the issues as we head into the fall campaign. And I'm pretty convinced that's not going to happen, that he won't put himself in that situation. I would encourage him to do that, as I'm sure you would too, Antonio. Thanks, panel, for coming in.
Politics is a contact sport. It's been that way since Jefferson and Hamilton.
Thanks, Senator Lembke. Kevin, good to see you. Antonio, great. Thank you. Second hour coming up.